Undies in the wrong spot, you'll see me in the middle of the lounge room just pull my pants down and adjust them. Like, I won't do that today, I promise. Really uncomfortable down there, which then impacts your sex life as well.
Sexual wellness wasn't a thing when we were growing up. It was this shameful thing, or this thing that you wanted to not tell your kids about because you don't want them to fall pregnant. However, now going through these stages, perimenopause, menopause, it is such an important thing to understand. 2 years of what?
What I thought was stress and hair loss. What I thought was relationship issues were probably emotions and hormones and very low sex drive, dry vagina. Thought that was lack of physical intimacy, attraction, all those sorts of things was probably just a dry vagina.
Hi, I'm Shay, I'm 43 and I have a little girl, Gigi, who is 3.
Hello, I'm Carla, I'm 43 and I'm a mother of a beautiful 11-year-old boy.
Hi, my name's Lara. I'm 43 years old. I live in New Zealand with my husband and my 3 beautiful children.
Hi, my name's Ebony. I'm not so fresh-faced anymore. I'm 44 years of age and I have 3 teenage boys.
I'm Emmy from Kindred, and I am very excited that I have managed to get my favourite girlfriends, my OGs from high school, out of the group chat and here in this beautiful home to talk about this next phase of life that we're all navigating together. Of course, it's perimenopause and all of the wonderful, weird and sometimes a little bit taboo topics that we're going to discuss. I can't believe we made it happen, guys.
We are here.
Made it out of the group chat here in this beautiful house, and solid chat.
Let's do it.
Let's chat.
Now, I was trying to think about how long we have known each other for. Because you guys have obviously known each other since primary school.
Well, it's more me, Shay and Eb, kindergarten.
Yes.
That's right.
Lara came in year 3.
Yes, I would have been
She was a delight
Still am.
in her brown uniform and
brown
shoes
pink glasses.
and pink glasses.
What a sort.
Yeah. And then Emmy in high school.
Yeah, year 9, which wasn't easy
The
to...
whirlwind.
Oh, it was too.
Imagine that. Can you imagine our kids changing high schools at this point in time?
I didn't realise it was year 9.
Yeah. I went to another high school for 2 years and then had to change high schools in year 9, which was quite
I
daunting.
thought it was year 8, but...
I did get passed
so did
around. I got passed around the groups, and then...
Were we welcoming?
and then apparently I had a cool backpack, so I got invited into the cool group.
Was it because of the backpack?
Yeah. Yeah, what was it? Rip curl, billabong?
No, it wasn't any of those. It was a Stussy, I think. And the rest is
And here we are.
And here we are, we've made it
yeah.
out of the group chat, because I think it's actually quite good. Obviously, Lara, you're in New Zealand,
Yeah.
which across the ditch and a little bit far away from everyone.
It's not as far as Hong Kong though, so thankfully I can just pop on a plane.
Or London.
Yeah. Well, Malaysia, I'll take your pick.
It's kind of nice, isn't it? You think like we've lived in London, Hong Kong,
Dublin.
Did you? I can't
Yeah.
remember.
3 months in Dublin.
all those adventures, and we still come back.
Here we are.
I essentially did a circle and ended up in Patadoo, which is the same as what Thornton was 30 years ago. So I've gone full circle.
And I think growing up in a place like Thornton, obviously it was really important to have friendships. I mean, look, I couldn't even get pizza delivered where I lived. So you guys all lived on a train line. I did not. So being a teenager, it was very, very hard. But I think it's so nice that obviously over the years we've been able to stay in touch on socials and the group chat, which we share.
But not even that. Not even that. We don't have. I could go months without talking to any of you, and still know a majority of what you're doing because of Facebook or something.
Yes.
Even though I don't post anything for you guys.
You're one of those, aren't you?
I am one of those.
Just doesn't deliver.
But I like those friendships that you don't have to make an effort for. No one cares that you haven't made it. Oh, you didn't rinse me and you didn't do this. And it's like, it's just very natural. It's very simple. And that's, I think, when you get older, especially during this stage of our lives, we need simple.
Yeah, that's right. And it's the honest conversations we have via the chat.
Yes.
And we disclose everything.
A bit too much.
Everything.
Probably way too
It kind of ramps up, like someone sends a message with like an opening statement, I just had my vagina surgery, and then it turns in.
That's kind of how it all really started.
Or I just plucked a hair from my neck.
I'm just flapping in the breeze over here.
Flap, flap, flap.
And then it rolls on from there.
And then it changed to flap and chat.
Anyway.
But
That's because we love each other.
we manifested this to make sure that we were all here together for a girls' weekend anyway. Because let's face it, there's only so many flippant conversations you can have on a messenger chat.
Yeah.
Yes.
But what you were saying, I think, is so true, is being able to just, make sure that we're always here for each other. I mean, I'll definitely sweat your top lip throughout the day.
Thanks.
Can we get a tissue, please? Clink tissue.
But Lara, you were telling last night, I'd love, you were talking about last night, obviously, all of the bloody changes. It must be really hard to be away from everyone and have to deal with so much.
Yeah, and I think it creeps up on you as well. You don't realise, I think being in the midst of motherhood and having newborns, you kind of get used to running it with half your brain working. And so then...
Does it come back?
No, it doesn't.
Because it
It
hasn't.
hasn't come back for me. No, it hasn't. And so I think you kind of compensate in other ways and become more efficient and find the easy way to do things. But at the same time, like I said, it creeps up on you, but then you can have these conversations with someone. Like, I remember saying to my husband, can you pass me this? And he's like, what? And I was like, well, it's round. It's, you put cereal in it. And he's like, a bowl? I'm like, yeah, can you pass me the bowl? And that's not even all of it. Like, there's been times where I wanted a pen and couldn't get the word out. I remember being at work learning a new plant, and until I'm in New Zealand now. plant.
I know, where's the Portugal gone?
Sounding like Shay.
I know. I remember sitting there and I said 2 sentences and they just looked at me and they were like, I think we're done for the day. Like, I actually couldn't get out what I needed to say.
Yes.
And I think for me, that has been my hardest thing to understand, because I've always got 50 balls up in the air and I always ran really well in high stress situations. And now I cry when I go to write the shopping list for the week because I get so overwhelmed by what we're going to eat for dinner for 4 nights.
Yeah, we were talking about that last night.
Yeah.
The simplest things, and that is the hardest.
Yep.
What am I going to feed?
Yeah.
What are we going to cook for the kids?
Yeah, how am I going to keep someone alive?
And it's just dinner.
Yeah.
And you
Dinner
want someone
just
else to make that
turns
decision.
me off.
Yeah. It's the simple decisions, the 450,000 decisions you make a day that
then
you
the
just
simple
need some
one.
help with.
Yeah, and it compounds. And I think maybe, like you were saying in the past, you could handle that and you could manage it, but all of a sudden it does feel overwhelming. The housework feels overwhelming. But the mental load, it's beyond postpartum. It's actually a completely different like time in your life when you think you should be thriving, but actually you're struggling.
You're a mental case.
More so.
Sometimes you don't realise that when you're in it, though.
Oh, no,
until
absolutely
you're
not.
outside of that particular situation, and then you reflect on it and went, and again, knowledge is power. If you know about perimenopause, you kind of understand that. It's not an excuse, you just understand it better.
Yeah.
And I think everyone has different levels of support or understanding or access to information. I mean, you obviously love to read through all the details and try and make sense of things that you're going through.
Not until recently, though.
Really?
Like
I
an
think
hour ago.
it's like I've obviously had a few years of these things going on in my head or lifestyle, and all that self-doubt that creeps in, and it's not until you're like, oh, it's actually happening for
here.
a reason. It's not
Yes.
just
You're crazy.
it's not just that
And I think that's the thing too, what you just said, the crazy, that label
It's awful.
drives me insane.
It's
You
awful.
think you
Yeah.
I
think
never
back to
thought
the
that I
50s.
was crazy. I just
No, but
We thought you were crazy.
No, but I've heard, like, in particular relationships, like, oh, she's going crazy again, and she's not going crazy.
Yeah.
She's got all these hormones going running
All
through
over the
her.
place. Well, you think back to the 50s, how many of them were sedated? Like, you look at all
Yes.
the housewives, like Pleasantville, those movies and stuff, how they depict it. They were just sedated, given
Yes.
tablets or taken off to, like, asylums.
Yes. They were. There was a name for it. I forget what it was actually. It was called witch something. There was a witchcraft. There were all these different diagnoses that they were giving women back in the day when they didn't understand.
And they were actually shipped away and put in houses because they were going through all these changes that no one understood. And it brings us back to what we were talking about before, how had this been a male issue, like, we would know everything there is to know about perimenopause and menopause and women's health.
Yeah.
Do you think though?
Yeah, I do
Yes.
think so.
Yeah,
Truly,
100%.
have a think about our products, right? How much do your face creams cost compared to the male's creams?
I think men and women are built differently. The hormone balances are different, and I think, there's not enough knowledge about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Going back to what Eb said before about, Googling as well and looking up the symptoms. When I, going through that cycle, and we talk about the crazy, and I'll have that week where I'm like, I'm so not myself. I'm behaving like I just have these outbursts and like this outrage. And, you Google and you're like, okay, this is normal. And I actually have to talk myself through it because I'm at home on my own with Gigi. I don't have a partner to have these discussions with. I've got you guys via text. But I'm like, oh, geez, okay, how am I managing this? Who am I talking to? What help can I get? And just understanding, reading on Google, going, it's okay, Shay. It's just going to last for a week. It's all right. And then it kind of levels things out a little. But you'll have moments where it's just like, complete out of character.
I remember when you called me and you were like, I have lost my shit today. It's the first time I've yelled at Gigi. And she's like, I don't know what's going on. And I was like, mate, you're okay. Just be kind to yourself. You're a mum, you're a single mum, it's your hormones, relax, and it will be okay. And then I remember speaking to you a couple of days and you were like, I'm better. I'm all good.
Yeah. But having that knowledge though, if we have that knowledge, you understand it, you can regulate.
Yes.
And go, it's okay. You can have that moment to yourself to go, it's okay, I've got this.
Yep.
So I always thought it was my kids acting up, like,
Oh, it's that
why
too.
is he not doing why is he not doing but then this internal rage, I would say.
Yes.
I have never been a moody person, but in the past however many years, that lead up to getting your period or whatever, is just this internal rage that you can't control. And it's like, where does that come from?
Yes.
And then when you're out of that, you can then reflect on, I
that's right.
can't believe I lost my shit over that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We would have been fine with it. And then when
Totally.
something like this happens, you're like,
Where
nobody
did that
told
come
me about
from?
this.
Yeah.
I was normal a year ago.
Yeah.
What the hell happened?
Yeah.
So it's,
But at the time, I was thinking it was, I'm taking my relationship issues out on my kids.
Yes.
When in fact it was probably hormones.
But it
Yeah.
wasn't also a you problem, and I think this is something that I've started to realise, I think, through whatever's happening with the hormones, and some of us are at different stages than
Yeah.
others, but you start to want to shed the stuff that doesn't serve you anymore. I think you've gone through postpartum, you've been raising kids, but once you've gone through that and you've worked through that, and then you go through this kind of shift, it's like trying to shed or get rid of the things that don't serve you anymore. It's all of the stuff that you feel hasn't been recognised, that the mental load that you once accepted was just part of motherhood, and now you're like, actually, no, bullshit, I deserve something too.
yeah.
Yeah. And you deserve a lot. And not a lot of self-blame.
Self-blame, lots of self-doubt, and I think it takes a little bit of self-care to get past that point.
And what does self-care look like though? Because, in early motherhood, self-care could be taking a hot bloody shower, but what going to the bathroom?
I didn't I guess in a way it's a sacrifice. So I started going to the gym, and my sister inspired me, and
now look at you. Geez, you're
Eden
really onto
inspired me, I should say. And I saw how much it helped her through a difficult time. And then once I got into the having to push myself, and it got in as just part of my daily routine, go to the gym before the kids are up. That was a bit of a sacrifice to get up at 5 a.m. But to make that a part of my daily routine, until the wheels fall off a little bit, you don't realise how beneficial it is.
Yes. To mental health.
And then obviously I've had some crappy things happen in the last couple of years, so being consistent with the gym was so important, and I didn't realise just how important it was.
And you stuck to it.
And I've stuck to it, mostly.
But it's something for you, and it's something where no one's talking at you, no one's asking you of anything. It's something that you're investing in yourself and your future, and obviously it's paying because you feel healthy and you feel
good after. And it's when you don't go that you realise, I need to make sure I go to the gym. I feel so...
I heard that.
Oh, really? No, I didn't. But interestingly, when you get to that point where you're like, I feel okay about myself for the first time in 44 years.
Yeah.
But then wearing a pair of tights that come above your knee
Oh God, I can't even wear shorts. Come on.
No, but I did that for the first time last year, and then for someone to go, oh, so why are you wearing tights now? You've never done that before. So the changes that you make for
That's
yourself.
another person's insecurity, not yours, though.
Yeah.
And it's funny, like we were saying last night, like we look back on our self-images back in school, and I used to think that I didn't think I was fat, but I was never happy in myself. Now I look back and I'm like, oh God, I wish I'm as skinny as I was when I thought I was fat.
Yeah. And you know what? And the pressures of image wasn't as bad as it is now because of social media.
And, yeah, I'm
But-
very grateful for that.
Yeah. But we still all had those insecurities.
Yeah.
We're
Yeah,
very
I used
great.
to do 1,000 sit-ups every night.
That's
Yeah.
right.
I remember that.
You lived
1,000.
on chewing gum and orange juice.
I
is
lived
what I
on
remember.
chewing gum, orange juice, and sit-ups every night.
And it's interesting you say that because I was chatting with a nutritionist the other day and she was saying that exact thing. She said for these women now going through perimenopause, she's having to rewire what they've known their whole entire life about diet, that skipping a meal was actually a good thing, to now actually eating more and they're healthier,
100%.
they're fitter because they're eating more protein and
Yeah.
they're changing the balance
Yep.
of their diet. And I think
Moving
that's not a
less as well,
struggle.
more mindful in your movements rather
Yeah.
like focusing on things like movement and mobility and things rather than going to smash out a HIIT workout or lift heavy weights and stuff. I mean,
I
just pretend.
know. I know that Lara, you're definitely going through the stages. Who else is?
I think I'm at the beginning.
Yeah.
I'm
Right at the
angry.
beginning. I mean,
Yeah.
I
name's
definitely am.
hi, my name's
Yeah.
Amy and I'm angry.
I can
And how long do you reckon?
Oh, 2 years.
Oh, really? Okay.
Really?
Yeah.
2 years of what?
What I thought was stress and hair loss was
Clearly not.
what I thought was relationship issues were probably emotions and hormones and
Wow.
very low sex drive, dry vagina.
Mhm.
Thought that was lack of physical
Stimulation. Intimacy.
attraction, all those
Yeah.
sorts of things was probably just
Mm.
a dry vagina, low libido.
Aren't we lucky? You get past having kids where you finally think you're going to be getting your life back, and then thanks for that. But who else was saying actually that they were experiencing you? Because
Lara.
yes, you said you've had a lot of changes, obviously.
Yeah.
Probably
haven't
more
felt-
changes than any.
I
I
think
think
of
you've
us.
probably since having kids. I mean,
I'm
yeah.
very different though in the fact that, different of course, different in the fact that I've had a total hysterectomy. So with Naya, she was quite a traumatic birth, previous C-sections, and it attached to my C-section, her placenta had attached to my C-section scar, so they couldn't cut me across. So they've cut me up the middle as well. Then
Which must feel pretty crap. Like we were talking about high school days where
Yeah.
you don't feel uncomfortable, but now you've
Yeah.
literally got cuts all over your entire
Yeah.
stomach.
Yeah, and you know, even when I left the hospital, they gave me a blood transfusion and X-rayed me that day because I wasn't feeling myself, even from the very initial appointment. I've been up and down on a roller coaster for the past 4 years, trying to get to the bottom of all these issues. You know, that now that I'm looking further into it, I was diagnosed with IBS, and you know, we put a camera down my throat because we thought I could have had a hiatal hernia. We couldn't explain the pains that I was getting, and
Because you were saying you were getting like a pain in your
in the middle of my in the middle of my back, in my shoulders, and you know, you can't. They just kept trying to medicate me with this stuff, and it was making no difference. I had the camera down my throat, and it kind of makes you feel like you're crazy because you know something's not right, and there's nothing you can do about it. Like Ebony was saying, the dryness, and she had all these signs. Mine was the brain fog and the being able to string a sentence together when I've always had, you know, I worked full time. I had 3 newborns and I was studying.
Yep.
And I got through that.
You're a high achiever, Lara.
Yes, such a high achiever now that I work in a factory.
in a milk factory.
In a milk factory.
You know.
And like I said before, it creeps up on you. You don't realise. I could rattle off a list, you know, of what's going on with me. So up until 2 weeks, a week and a half ago, my hair wouldn't dye. My scalp would burn when any dye was on it. It wouldn't take, so I'd have like, you know, this nice natural coming through, my dark that I like down here, this natural colour which has got a bit of red in it, and grey streaks, and it just wouldn't, the dye wouldn't take to it. I've had discomfort down there all the time, undies in the wrong spot, you'll see me in the middle of the lounge room, just pull my pants down and adjust them. Like, I won't do that today, I promise. Really uncomfortable down there, which then impacts your sex life as well. Thankfully, I've got an understanding husband, and there's
Other things
alternative things that you can do. But it just...
You're a good wife.
It does make... And there was just like, and you know, my aches and pains, I haven't been able to, I love the gym and stuff, and I love feeling strong. That was always my thing when I was younger. Didn't care about what I looked like as long as I was muscly and strong. That was my thing. I guess going back to the aches and pains, you know, my body took turns to hurt. There was sciatica in my left hip, my knees would hurt, my ankles would hurt, my elbows would hurt, pretty much everywhere would hurt at random times. And then I went to the doctors, obviously, because, like I said, I cried because I couldn't write a shopping list to go and get stuff for dinner, and that was a bit of an eye-opener because I was always able to cope with that stuff, and then I couldn't, and suddenly I couldn't cope with it. And it had been building, and there'd been a few outbreaks I wasn't proud of. We've all been there.
Yes.
Yep.
A few obscenities thrown to people that shouldn't have been thrown. And I think just being aware and going to the doctors, and I've been really lucky. My doctor is fantastic. He's phenomenal in terms of listening to what I say. I've been really fortunate in that regard because I know a lot of women who've just been brushed off as, you just deal with it type thing. It's just those, and like I said, he's been very supportive. I told him all my symptoms. He then did a few other tests to rule out that I wasn't depressed and I wasn't doing this, and sent me off for counselling to make sure that it wasn't anything deeper. Thankfully it wasn't. I've always been quite good at being able to talk myself out of that. I think it's a mindset thing with me.
Yes.
If I felt quite down in the dumps, then the only way to get back up there is chuck on some fun music and or just
Pull
talk yourself
yourself
and be like happy. If you think happy, you can be happy. It's a mindset.
Yes, it's a mindset.
And so being with a supportive doctor as well, he wanted to rule out what I was saying wasn't something else. And then once he realised, he was like, look, let's get you on these patches. Put the patches on. I still don't think that they're the right strength for me, but my aches and pains have gone.
Your hair is being coloured.
My hair can colour, it can take. I don't have to hide it in a hair barrier and pull out the random strays that pop through. And I don't know about my brain just yet. It's too early to tell.
Just let us know. Just put it in the group chat. Put it in the flap.
I'll pop it in the chat, in the flap chat. And I still have the irritation down there. So that is not okay because it does impact your sex life. And for me, it's always been like a bit of a stress reliever anyway. So I've never been one, I've got a headache type thing. It's going to get rid of my headache. That's what it's going to do. I feel like we need to know more about it. And like I said before, I'm fortunate that I've got doctors that understand and a partner that's really understanding. And my kids have seen me fall apart more times than I can count. And the fact that I say I apologise for it.
Which I think is good for them.
They need to see it. They need to see that their dad can step up as well. They need to have these good role models, whether it is their dad, whether it's another female partner, whether it's a grandparent that steps up to do that sort of job. They need to have this support system in place to see that it's normal for women to not have to hold the load for everything all the time.
Is something I feel very passionate about as well, and I think it is very important for kids to see that the load shouldn't just be on the mother.
100%.
It's interesting you say about obviously the conversations around you're very lucky you have a doctor, other people are not, they get dismissed. But I think for us we didn't come from a generation where our parents ever had conversations around sex or sexual health or pleasure or...
No, pleasure especially. Like you think back,
especially.
my mum had a dictionary that we got from my grandfather, so you can imagine how old and thick it was. And she cut the sex education section out of it because it was like very informative.
Too risque. Or I had the Where Do Babies Come From book, which I think
I think everyone's got that.
But
And it was in a cartoon form.
Yes.
And then the ambulance had love hearts on it. And then the baby came out like this.
That's not what it looks like.
That's 100%. And I even said to her, Mum, keep this, and she ended up throwing it away. Could never find it. It was hilarious.
But can I say
say though, it's interesting now being a mum, because obviously I do have a lot of conversations around this with my kids, but I failed to talk about the pleasure side of things. So Ishk is, she knows where babies come from. We talk about the sperm and the egg. We're all over it. And then she said to me recently that her friend had been reading The Hunger Games, and she said, "Oh, Mum, there's a fake sex scene in there." And I went, "Oh, what do you mean?" She goes, "Well, they fake sex, so that means they fake having a baby." And I said, "Well, actually, no. Sex is not just to have a baby, that there is this whole pleasure side of things." And it made me realise that, holy moly, like we think we tick a box and that we've given this education, but in fact it's so much more complex. And how amazing would it be, and it's something that I want to do for her. I mean, you've got boys, which is a different conversation. How do you talk to her about pleasure, about hormones, about, you're not going to feel the same every time of the month. You might.
I just don't think that's the right age though.
Oh no, I'm with you on that. I don't think it is.
Yeah,
I think every child is different with their level
everyone's
of
upbringing.
Yeah.
Everyone's upbringing is different. I just can't imagine having those conversations with your parent. No, I mean that'd be amazing to be able to be so transparent. And this is, basic conversations in my home would be, pornography is not real life.
Yeah.
That
Well,
is not
100%.
love. That is not
Yeah.
this. That is. But making babies versus having sex, I don't know. I just think there really is. How do you choose that time? Because every kid's different.
It's like
it's got to be frequent, and it's got to be
when
frequent
is
and
their
ongoing.
brain ready to have those
Every kid's
conversations?
different.
Every kid's and every family
I would hate to
lifestyle
think
is
my
different.
kid
every
was
family
having
makeup's
sex at
different.
14. That's
See,
a
but this is
scary thought, but it's probably reality.
How amazing would it be if our kids have the knowledge that we are trying to seek now about
the body
their bodies
awareness
and the changes and the body awareness? Because I think it's very important, and obviously we're learning and going through it now, and we've all had babies at different times, right? And we've been separated by distance and been there for each other, but not, on the day-to-day it's pretty bloody tough. And I think for you, like you were saying, like, you don't have that partner there at home to be able to bounce off. She's single, everyone. But you don't have that partner.
She's ready to
Mingle.
Are you ready to mingle? How dry is your vagina, Shay? Like, I mean, let's be
imagine that on a first date. So,
By the
just to
way,
let you know, I have a dry vagina. Are you okay with that?
I'm at the start of all of it though. So
You're younger
I'm
than
not
us.
quite.
You're
Yeah,
younger.
Someone
you
might
guys have got 12
ignite
months.
her
12
Exactly
months.
right.
Let's just drop that.
her lubrication.
But this is the thing. Dry vagina is very different to sexual lubrication.
Wanting to have
I kind of like listening to you guys speak and thinking of, myself and what I'm going through at the moment. Yes, it's hard not having someone there, but then when I do have discomfort and I'm at the start of, a dry vagina, my libido's down, I'm also grateful
That
I
you
don't
are.
have a
No pressure.
partner there because there's no pressure.
Yeah.
But then I'm also fearful of going into a relationship
course.
because I'm someone who's pretty honest, and like you said, go on a date.
Yeah.
And what do you say? Oh, maybe it's not a good time.
Or can you bring the lube?
But yeah, like it's in the back of my mind. It's not really on my radar to be actively dating right now, but it's there. I'm like, wow, what does that look like for me?
What's it going to
And
look
what's
like
it
when it
going
gets
to
to
look
that
like?
And
step?
do men understand?
But I think that's where so I where I'm at the moment, I'm like, I'm not ready to start dating, but that's in the background as well, and it's like, is that a reason as to why I'm not ready? Because I'm not understanding my own body, and how do I meet someone and kind of lay it out on the table and go, oh, by the way, I'm going through perimenopause.
Do you know
Still
what?
early into postpartum too.
Yeah.
Yes, I am.
yeah.
Let's think about it.
And that's
And let
there's
me
a grey
assure
area
you-
because there are some things where I go, oh, is that because Gigi, I've got a 3-year-old and I'm still in that phase, but I'm heading into this phase, and it's like, oh, is it a bit of that? Or is it? Am I just a single parent? Struggling with juggling everything. So for me, I've got
trying to
kind
make
of
sense of
3.
it.
Yeah. So
And
it's
this
tricky.
is very common that women are having babies later. It's
Yeah.
statistically they are having babies later, which is crossing over with perimenopause.
Yeah.
Different life stages. I
Yeah.
mean, it's sad that you do have to have these internal conflicts or conversations to rationalise how you're feeling, rather
Yeah.
than just being able to navigate how you are.
Yeah.
Because we are so used to the pressure of doing it all.
Well, that's it.
being
And
all
having
for
it all, because we
Exactly.
can do it or we can have it all, but they don't tell you how hard it is to get there. and during that journey, and especially when you're single parenting.
Yeah.
And even those women that have partners, some of those I class as single parenting. Like,
Yes.
they've got partners that don't step up.
Yes.
Yeah. Or don't understand it.
Yeah, and
Do you know what?
I'm
On
lucky.
the flip side, though, there are so many dads out there that do so much. You're thinking in your head of, oh, all these things that there are guys out there who are aware of all these things, surprisingly.
Well, they will be after
will be.
listening to this. You know, so.
I just
hopefully
think that we
thanks to-
shouldn't underestimate
Yes.
these males who are probably far more equipped than we
Give them
realise.
credit for.
Yeah, that we give.
Well, it all
I
comes
feel like
down to
there's a
the
lot of
mothers that-
criticism, like around
Having those
what they don't know,
conversations.
when that's not necessarily true.
Well, you're going to have 3 beautiful boys that are going to be so
Aware.
informed and aware, thanks to you, Eb.
Yep.
I like to be honest.
Did you hear about the people talking about it, calling it cougar puberty?
Yes.
Oh, what?
Yes, I like that
Yes.
name.
They've
Yeah.
rebranded perimenopause
Yeah,
and menopause
cougar
to cougar puberty.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
wow!
Yep.
Yeah, that's a sassy name.
And obviously, this cougar over here with a younger boyfriend,
Yes.
and can we talk about this?
He's
or
not a boyfriend, he's a lover.
He's a
A
And you know
partner.
what? We've been together.
living-
We've been together 2 years in October.
Is it really
Yeah,
2 years?
yeah.
Wow.
Is it
And-
weird to say boyfriend at our age? I
Yeah,
think
that's
it
why I
is.
don't. No,
Lover.
he's partner. Yeah,
Partner?
Yeah,
Agree.
partner. And he is younger. He's 14 years younger, but
14 years younger, I didn't know
Yeah.
that.
Still got it, Carla.
but you know what?
No wonder you're having such a great
but
time.
well, yeah, but it's
Really,
not
that's
even
fun.
about that. Like it was even when and he's he's Samoan. He had broken English, and
That's why.
but I could actually understand him, and that was the weird thing. Like we would talk for 3-4 hours,
That makes sense.
and I could listen here, jealous bitches.
I'm not
Dry, jealous
babe.
bitches.
Yes, and guess what? My vagina ain't dry, so no. But,
No, you're telling
and I was a single mum like Shay. I had Johnny and left Johnny's dad when Johnny was only 18 months.
Yeah.
And I stayed on my own up until I met Manu, and that was, coming up to 2 years. So it was hard too, because being a single mum, I never wanted to date.
Yeah. We were single for like 10
Yeah, I was going to say.
Yeah,
so
she
let's
was
do the
for
maths on
a
that.
very
That's
long
9
time.
years.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, I
9 or
think
10 years.
I didn't want to fall pregnant.
Yeah.
But going back on the pill, which I was like, oh my God, I'm going back on the pill, that has kind of stopped all of my symptoms.
Yeah.
And I know prior to that, I was starting to get a bit moody, irritable, a bit of the hot flushes. But then going on the pill, it just stopped.
Yeah.
So,
That's where I get confused, because I will go to the doctor and say, right, I've got these symptoms and I'm worried I'm going, it's the start of perimenopause. And they're just like, Shay, you're too young. I'm like, I'm 43.
no.
And I'm like,
You
I
need a
don't
new doctor.
believe. Yeah, I
need a
don't
new
believe I'm too
doctor.
young. But the answer is, Shay, go back on the pill. But then part of me goes, I was on the pill for 18 years. Went off the pill
Yeah.
to,
But it's
Never
because we're lacking that particular hormone that the pill
Yes.
now has in it.
Yes.
Prior to when we were younger, we were just having that when we already had that hormone. It was just to stop from falling pregnant. So,
Yeah.
and it might not work for everybody, but it
But
worked
that's
for
where
me.
I'm confused, because the lack of education
Yeah.
Around that.
Yep.
Because you go to your doctor, you're in an appointment for 15 to 20
And why aren't
minutes,
they talking about it?
And they'll be like, I'll show you, just let's put you back on the pill. But I'm there going, why? I don't understand.
Yeah.
And then because I was on it for such a long time and it masked so many things.
Yeah.
So I've got
I
endometriosis.
hope you were going with that. Yep.
That's
Because,
Yep.
I've got all that. And I'm like, no, I don't want to go back on it.
Yep.
But
Yes.
it's so
It
hard to
happened
have that
exactly with-
conversation. So for me, I feel blind going
Yeah.
into
But I think-
this period of,
How amazing if back before having babies we knew
We
about
knew about it.
hormones and
Yes.
because
Yeah.
you
And
wouldn't
you
have,
know what you're going into.
yes.
And
Yeah.
I think then, as far as that self-doubt, like just having that knowledge, you can go, you know what, I understand what my body's doing.
Yes.
I understand what it needs. I understand this is a phase, and I'm going to come out the other
This
side.
week I'm not going to keep on top of the washing. Whereas
Yes.
next week I
Yeah.
might.
And
I think we also need to look back at what the pill's purpose was for. The pill's
Yes.
purpose for me was to stop
Contraception.
babies.
That's exactly
Yes.
right.
No babies, right?
Contraception. Yep.
And it was the same for me as soon as I went off the pill. It was masking all sorts of stuff. When you're trying to have babies, you spend half your life trying to not to fall pregnant.
Yes.
And then when you want to fall pregnant, you spend 2 years and thousands of dollars trying to make this
Yes.
happen. And I think it goes back to what you said in terms of Ishq and the education around
Yes.
it. Finding the right time for your kids, and you're the one that makes that decision for your kids. You know your kids the best.
Yes.
What's the right time to then introduce all this to them?
And how less stressed would we have been if we knew how hard it was to fall pregnant?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, 100%.
Yep.
Yeah.
But I think it's a very outdated education system that
Yeah.
we were exposed to. Thankfully, it is changing. But yeah, there definitely needs to be this shift of the fact that women go through so many transformational stages, whether you choose to have babies or not.
Yep.
But then the perimenopause and the menopause and
Impacts you either way, whether you have babies or not.
yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think that's, and I think, I can't imagine, like we were saying before, being of a certain age and then having to run around after a small child while you
Yeah.
are going through the
That's
memory
right.
loss, the body changes, the trying to navigate all of that stuff. I mean, for some women, they are changing partners or doing different things in
Doing
their
on your own.
life.
Yeah.
And I think the confidence thing, the self-confidence thing and the body awareness it's a huge transformational change.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't even jump on a bloody trampoline for God's sake.
Gosh,
Like,
yes.
I see, I'm all
No, I
good
can't
there. That's
sneeze.
the one thing
There's
I
no
can do.
sneezing.
It's the
No
only thing I
sneezing.
can do.
and I think that's something I mean, it's a sacrifice you make when you have kids because you know that they're going to be changes, but you don't actually truly understand what that means until you're in a situation where
And you're
maybe
going
you're a bit more self-conscious, maybe you're dating, maybe you're single, maybe you're even just trying to reconnect with a partner after being so freaking tired.
Yeah.
And just
know,
having
raising
someone on
kids.
you all the
And
time
there's
and being
just so
tapped
much
out all
pressure
the time.
on women. And I don't think that people realise
Yes.
until you get to that certain age when you're like, oh my Lord, it just doesn't end.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
We were talking about like going to the doctors, getting a pill. It wasn't until I was on the pill for a few months and I'd had my period for about 7 months straight.
Jeez.
All those changes, being anemic, not realising. I didn't have my period for 7 months, but it was a very terrible cycle for an extended period of time.
Pardon
But-
the pun.
Randomly.
Yeah.
Periods for a very period of
Period of
time.
time. But when you went to the doctor, I thought it was interesting that here I had a script for a pill. Didn't need it for a contraceptive anymore. I needed it to manage my period.
Yeah.
But here I was being given a pill that was clearly not working.
I think I saw something the other day online where, I've obviously got a very diverse mix of friends and same-sex couples that don't necessarily need contraception think, well, I don't need a IUD or I don't need this. But you're like, no, actually, from a hormone balancing
Yes.
point of view, because these are the people that miss out on those important checks that could rule out cervical cancer and things like that. So there is a lot of overlap there, and it's something that
There was, a disparity between what we're actually there for and what our past need for that same
medication.
And getting your head around the differences as well. Like
Yes.
getting your head around
I mean,
why.
patches, hormone patches,
And
HRT.
I've got a script for HRT as well, but I had an ablation. So now I don't know whether I need
Needed the ablation, or was it something else that could have been?
I'm kind of happy that I did that.
Yep.
But now I'm thinking, well, my hormones are still not going to be.
What they should be.
Yeah,
So
we
they
got
had
it
this really good infographic about how after 30, your women, you sort of peak at 30 and then it starts to decline until you basically, they had your body there and, you were full at 20 and then you started to decline at 30 and then by the time you got to 50,
That's really
60, you were
depressing.
down to like your shins. And you don't even, like I'm on the HRT now. Can I stay on? I don't even know. Can I stay on that forever? And it's not only just hormones, it's things like bone density and other health issues that we're going to face that we're not told about in terms of what the hormones roles are and what they play. Like, what do we do now? And it's been brutal. Like, to the point where I had to hold my hand with two hands to hold the jug to pour a cup of. That's not me, and that was another hard thing to get your head around.
And obviously, no, because I want to talk a little bit about this sexual wellness that we were talking about, because I think for us there is such a stigma. And being a mum of 2 girls and a boy, it's, Ishq was saying to me the other day, Mum, but what happens when this happens to me? And what will Zarik think? And I said, well, let's, we'll talk about it as a family. Like, there should be no shame. And I think there is still this whole, sexual wellness wasn't a thing when we were growing up. It was this shameful thing, or this thing that you wanted to not tell your kids about because you don't want them to fall pregnant. However, now going through these stages, perimenopause, menopause, it is such an important thing to understand you know, vaginal dryness, discomfort, all that crap. And feeling good in yourself, because I think, there's mental health, there's sexual wellness,
It's the
and it all.
confusion behind it.
There shouldn't be any shame in sexual wellness, and I think there are some studies around how it does impact your life, and your lifespan, and so many different things.
I guess there's more to a relationship in terms of intimacy than just intercourse.
Yes.
You then have to think outside the box and work around as to literally outside the box.
Yeah.
I like what I did there. It's so unintentional. You do. You have to think outside, and there is more to it.
But on reflection, how important is it to have someone come home to you, and not that it's, I'm definitely not saying that it's a guy's job to come and give you a cuddle or a kiss, but how nice is it to have just such a simple, important connection of a greeting, a kiss, how was your day?
Yeah.
All those really
The things
simple,
that
basic,
may seem little but are actually really important.
So
It happens outside the bedroom. It's not just in the bedroom.
Yeah.
and that just comes back to what you were
Yeah.
saying, and that's probably something that upsets me and makes me
Yeah.
Who put votes that Ebony was going
I
to cry
did.
first? You won.
I guess it's so fresh
it's
for me
fresh.
because you
Right.
don't realise until it's actually gone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it is an important thing, and back
Knowing
to what
too
Ed said,
that it was all
taking
the
it for
hormonal changes, but it's not just about one person giving, it's a two-way street, and
and not taking it for granted.
and
Yeah.
it's not just about
It's
the
not your fault.
intercourse,
Yeah.
and it's not just about the dry vagina. It's about feeling seen and heard
Connection.
and wanted, and
Communication.
all those things so important.
Yeah.
And I think you're right, those micro moments or those little moments of gratitude or appreciation, because let's face it, and I don't want to talk about men versus women because that's not what we're here about, because connection can look
Be a
different no
two-way
matter what
street.
your relationship dynamic looks like.
Yep.
But it's those small little moments amongst the chaos, amongst the busyness. It's the kiss, the appreciation, it doesn't have
The
to be
little
all or
things. It
nothing.
doesn't
Yeah.
have to be huge. It
Yeah.
just has to be something
And I know
small.
that you guys go, oh yeah, you're having fun over there.
Sorry.
But compared to what I had before, it is those little things. It's the messages in the morning. It's the kisses. It's the cuddles. It's the the holding at night, or stepping up when I can't. Those things there
Picking
are
up
so
milk
much
because
more
you've run out.
important. And the way that he loves my son, that for me is, I think, all we want as well. Someone new, like you guys haven't experienced it yet, but someone new coming in to your son's life and loves that child like it's his own.
Yeah.
That
pretty
right
special.
there is just, it's very special. So I think it's more knowing who you guys are as a person being on your own, knowing what you want, knowing what you need,
What you don't
what you
want.
deserve.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you'll meet those people and you'll be like, nope, and nope, and nope. And then when you do find it, it's so easy.
Yeah.
It should
Yeah.
be hard.
It shouldn't be hard.
It's so easy. And I'm grateful that I went through that traumatic time, because now I can look back on it with Johnny. Shay's going through it now, so I get it. It was hard, but now
We're
I'm
all-
like,
Yeah.
I'm thankful that I did, because I got to know what I wanted or what I deserved
And needed.
and needed.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
Also
a lot of
about
people
what you
don't
got
give
to what you got to give as well,
100%.
that you're worthy.
Yeah, and you'll
worthy.
and you'll get there.
And just listening to you guys speak, I'm sitting here going, wow, like I make excuses.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I say, oh, I don't have time.
Yeah.
But I think it's because
It's just 'cause you're
I'm
not
scared,
ready.
but I'm scared
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah.
But you're
Because
probably
I
not
don't
ready.
know what this next chapter's going to
Yeah.
look like.
Yeah.
Because I'm going through all of these changes myself. I don't understand me. So how do I expect to be with someone who's going to be supportive?
Yeah.
But also, Shay,
It's a
like I
tough
think
time.
you've got to be kind. Gigi's only 3.
Yeah.
Johnny
that's
was
right.
8.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think you've got.
I feel like I'm in the trenches.
yeah.
yes.
Yeah. Yeah. And,
been
and
bullied
you
by
know
my
what?
The
teenager.
miniature
And
version
I,
of
and I
yourself.
fucking hated it when people are like, oh, you'll know. One day you're going to tap on the shoulder.
You've got your
And you
mum.
won't even know. But it's so true, because that's what you hear all the time.
Yeah.
And it's not until you start understanding yourself and going, nah, I know what I want.
Yeah.
I ain't got time for that shit.
And you might not know what you want always, and it might be messy and it might be confusing.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, it's not going to be perfect. It'll be
Nothing's perfect.
I think we need to
purposely
have more
imperfect.
faith in some of the amazing guys that would be out there.
And you
Yep.
say
who
that
have
a lot.
A lot.
Yeah.
give you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
And yeah.
I think we underestimate like what we've
Yes. And I think
had
it
to deal with
depends-
versus what might lie ahead.
and depending on what's happened in your past as well,
Yeah.
healing from that
100%.
Yep.
and moving forward
Yep.
and being open and vulnerable to a new relationship with a child
And
where you're
trust.
so protective
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah.
And then all the changes we're going through, it's a lot. It's a lot.
I'm excited at the thought that someone amazing is going to come along for you.
Because I think everyone's situation growing up is different. Obviously, I had a
Families
single mum.
break up, families come
Yeah.
back together,
Yeah.
and that fairy tale ending, and everyone wants that, but that's sometimes not reality.
It's
No.
not reality.
And I think you've got to surrender that there might be different seasons and different seasons serve a purpose. And I think the biggest transformational thing for me at the moment is just understanding that, you know, you are having to surrender to so much when you are a parent, but now it's this kind of really crazy time of trying to regroup and go, okay, what do I want?
As
And
a single person,
Yeah.
as an individual.
as an individual,
Individual
for me,
is what I'm-
because you've
yeah.
given so much
Yeah.
to everyone constantly, and that dependency is overwhelming, and we all know that. I mean, we all know that that's what you expect during parenthood, but I think then coming through perimenopause and menopause, you're like, holy shit, actually I have needs, and it's not until maybe you've got a dry vagina or a low sex
Yeah.
drive or whatever it might be that you start to take stock of everything you've got going in your life and
Yes.
go, actually,
And you lose yourself.
Yeah,
as a
you
mum.
do lose
You
yourself.
completely, you're not
100%.
you anymore. I'm not Shay, I'm Gigi's mum.
Yeah.
Yep.
And
I
you
think
get
that's
to a point where you're like, oh, okay, now it's my time. I
Yep.
need to
Yep.
figure out who I am. But at this age, it's like, oh my gosh, okay, I'm now
You're still Gigi's
43-year-old.
you're not on the
single
podium
mum.
at the Mercury
I
anymore.
know. But I'm 43, I'm single, I've got a busy toddler, I've got a career. I'm trying to do all of that. I'm trying to have me time
And navigate what's going on.
what's going on with my body, all of these changes, and it's like it's overwhelming.
It's a lot.
It's a lot. It's overwhelming, and you know I'm so grateful I've got you guys because it is hard to have these discussions. It's always been so taboo. You can't just
Yeah.
openly talk about it.
Yeah.
But now I feel I can, you know, come to you guys in our chat. Have listen.
Talk about your flaps.
Talk about it flats, but it's always lighthearted, and
Yeah.
that's so important because
Yeah.
there are times where I feel like my whole world is caving in.
You're on the
and
edge
I
and you
will-
need someone to pull
that's
you
right.
back.
And I'll just
Yep.
say, geez, I'm having a really rough day, like I've done this, and I kind of laugh about, this outburst I've had of punching the cushions on my couch. just
So
to
we
get
fluff
some
the
energy.
cushions. We
And I-
fluff them.
fluffing the
Fluff the
cushions.
cushions.
But we laugh about it and you normalise
It's
that.
normal.
Yeah, it needs to be normalised.
Yeah.
And don't you think there is this stigma around the desperate housewife or the certain housewife that, you get to a point, no, they're going a bit crazy. It's like, no, bullshit.
That's what I hate, the crazy part.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
I
it's like,
think,
no,
that word needs to stop.
Yeah.
It does. It's
Yeah.
this touched out kind of thing is taboo, but it's actually no. If there was a more balanced view of what, or a more educated understanding
Yeah.
of what's going on, we'd be a little bit more empathetic. I mean, I always think back to me as a little kid. Like, how would I talk about myself to me back then, or how would I treat myself back then? I wouldn't be so hard on myself.
No.
You did tell us on the group chat that you'd got to come back as a man.
I am coming back as a man. I don't have to deal with the dry vagina and being the go-to parent.
Yeah.
My
The
husband, the default. My husband's amazing, and I'm very lucky in that regard. But at our house, we've got the living space down here, and then a hallway, and all the bedrooms are down here. So my bedroom's the furthest point from the house. And then they've got kids, they've got a toy room, they go through the lounge room, through the kitchen, down the hallway to my bedroom. They'll walk past their father who's sitting in the dining room to come down to where I'm on the toilet to put a Lego man on, their Lego,
no,
like
Johnny
a head
does
on
it
the
all
Lego
the time.
man.
It drives me
And I'm
insane.
like, you've just walked past your father, can you not see that I'm in here?
Do you know what I say? I say there's another responsible adult in the room. Who else do you think we could ask right now?
No, I use some other words and mine go, and out they pop.
We are talking about all these things, but we don't understand why.
Yes.
No.
It still is a bit of a Google
Yeah.
marathon.
Yeah.
I have heard about
Where do we get that education from?
us, this. And I think this is the thing, right? It's like you hear about, like when you, like my daughter's obviously 10, she wants to have the skincare and she wants to know about skincare for pH levels for your face. But hello, there's a pH level in your vagina. And I think when for anyone that has complications trying to fall pregnant, you learn a little bit more about down there. But
Yeah.
actually, there's so much more that comes along with hormones and the way that it affects your body. And, you know, we're talking about dry vaginas and we're talking about low libido and all of these things. We're talking about diet changes and, you know, having to use more weights. Like, it still feels overwhelming. Like, it still feels like, holy hell, how am I going to tick all of these things off and make sure that I'm actually doing what I need to regulate? So, yeah, you're right. It's bloody confusing.
Yeah. And we still don't know why.
And we've all got such different symptoms. Like, up until 2.5 hours ago, I didn't have the hot flushes.
Or the sweating moustache.
I know, or the sweating moustache. And that's a new thing for me. I mean, I've always been hot since pregnancy, but this is a new level for me. And I've got the patch on, so I mean,
I didn't even know there was a patch.
Yeah. How do you not know?
Yeah, I've got the script. I don't know whether that looks like a tablet, a cream, or a
I knew
patch.
the cream,
and it could be any of those three, but you just don't know what they've given you the script for.
And I think that's the problem with your healthcare team. And, you know, there is this element of seeking reliable sources. Obviously, that's something I really try hard to, you know, support women in through all of the stages of life. But I think it's having the knowledge there, but also then building your healthcare team around you and then the support of others, because there's lived experience. There's obviously expert, but then we know that a GP's appointment is sometimes like 20 minutes and you're in and out.
That's right.
You don't understand. And I'm sorry, if you are going through perimenopause and they're giving you that script, I'm pretty sure you're going to forget the questions that you want to ask the doctors when you're in there.
I know, I use my notes on my phone.
So do
that's my life. I've just started sharing notes with Kirk so he can have the grocery list on his phone as well.
Yeah.
So I've got a referral for a menopause clinic in Newcastle, and I've got an appointment with the pelvic floor physiotherapist.
I need to go there.
Yes.
And I think that's something that my mum, who's 70 something, she goes to those appointments. Is that embarrassing to talk about?
No.
But
it's
here
funny.
I am having reconstruction and ablation and pelvic physiotherapy.
Yes.
Doesn't mean I don't want to have sex or...
or you don't have needs as well.
Exactly, and it's not like the life ends the minute you have kids and you pop them out and everything changes and then you're never going to be fun and active again. Like,
kind of feels like that for a little while.
Look, we're all going. We're all looking at you to understand what reconstruction looks like, because I can tell you I could deal with a few changes. Like, I've got a shopping list of things I would like to, and it includes lips down there and up here.
I was going to say, for me, none of that is cosmetic. It is all purely not so I have
functionality.
not for pretty flaps, but for a functional.
But I think that's important what you were saying, because I remember you were saying too, like even the brain fog, and all of a sudden, like you've obviously changed jobs as well, and that the immediate thing that goes through your head is, oh my God, have I got what my mum's got? Like, am I losing my memory? You know,
Alzheimer's, that's your default. Like, you're like, I'm losing.
Yes.
And it's a fear, another fear you can add to your list.
I can't remember when it might not be that. It could just be the brain fog that comes along with peri.
Yeah.
Yes.
I do think there is a possible connection between hormones and Alzheimer's, and maybe if we balance that better, it might trauma.
Yeah.
Anyway, I guess that's to dig deeper on that.
But again, I think that's something that you spoke about, and it is mental health, self-esteem, and all of these things. It's the rewiring of what we knew back then when we were all at school together, because far out we had a fun time.
We
but,
did.
But you can't turn back the clock, and I think, you know, your life does change and evolve, and we're very lucky. Obviously, we have all of us.
Yeah.
I mean, we manifested this, let's face it. We said we all want to catch up, and we get Lara over from New Zealand. I mean, we haven't even spoken about the fact that you're not even here in Australia with us. You are in New Zealand, and, you know, maybe support looks different for you over there, and we underestimate that sometimes.
I think that there's more of a reliance on my partner being over there.
Yes.
I've got friends over there, but I don't have my girls.
Yeah.
And that is really, really hard for me sometimes, not having that support base to be able to talk to. Like, I've got my friends over there, don't get me wrong, but like I said, they're not my girls.
Yeah.
They're not the OGs.
No, they're not.
We're the OGs.
It's gonna cry again.
I know. Well,
You're gonna make me cry.
Ebony.
Oh God, I'm gonna cry, and I'm not the crier.
I haven't had the hormone patch.
Get me another one. Get me another one.
So, 21 things no one tells you about perimenopause. I always like pulling this one up because it's like a bit of a lucky draw to see who's going through what. It's a messy space, and I guess there's so much misinformation out there. There's social media, you don't know what to believe. Like you're saying, you trust your GP, but actually do they even know what they're talking about? And I don't claim to have all the answers. However, I certainly know through, you know, deep diving into this topic that there are a lot of amazing products out there, which we will talk through. But I'm very curious to see how we all rank here. Okay, so it can start earlier than you think. So who thinks that they're already going through peri?
Definitely.
Yeah.
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 I'm 44, so I'm definitely.
Yeah, okay. Am I 44? No, I'm 44 in a few weeks.
Am
You're
I-
younger.
Am I not?
Yeah, I'm 43.
You're younger.
Shay's the youngest.
Yeah, Shay's the younger.
Yeah.
I'm a month and a bit after you, 2 months after
Yeah,
you.
I'd go
So 43.
you, Eb, Lara, me, Shay.
But I think the different thing is also the circumstances, right? So
Yeah.
you've obviously had a
Hysterectomy,
hysterectomy
yeah.
and all of the stuff that
Everyone's
comes with
different.
it.
Yep.
Everyone is different. And I think
Yep.
that's what it says here, you know. It can be begin in your late 30s, early 40s and go for as long as when your period stops. And I think there is a misconception out there with doctors especially that you're too young.
Yep.
I've had that comment made to me and
Yeah.
actually
Same.
like
Yes,
bullshit.
same.
Like I'm telling you that I'm feeling hot and I wake up in the night and
Yeah.
you know, there's
I
definitely
had the
change.
comment made to me and I've had a hysterectomy.
Yeah.
I mean,
We're not talking about in the thick of menopause. We're talking about
No, the
perimenopause.
Yes.
Yes, that's right.
That
Exactly.
one that
can start
hasn't
any time.
come
Yeah.
up until now.
It's cougar puberty, but anyway.
Yeah, I like it.
I like
I love the
I'm on board with
rebranding.
that.
Now, your cycle may go wild. So, Eb, you spoke about the fact that you had like endless bleeds and obviously means you were anemic and all of this stuff going on.
I was anemic and long cycles, frequent cycles. Let's just
Yes.
put it
Yeah.
down to that.
Yeah, but I think for me, I noticed a difference. So I have an IUD and I thought it was amazing. I'm like, great, I don't get my period. It's
Yeah.
so good. But then I realised when I changed it, I thought it was it. But actually, maybe it's the peri where I'm
Yeah.
like, oh my God, it's changed yet again. So it's really hard to have any reliance or stability when
Yeah.
it comes to that
It's
stuff.
definitely
Yeah.
inconsistent.
Yep.
Inconsistent.
Yep.
Inconsistent.
Mine was before pill. So yeah, definitely.
There you go. PMS can turn into PMDD. So we're talking mood swings,
Yes.
irritability. Even if you've never had bad PMS. I mean, did we
Yeah.
have
Never.
PMS at school?
No.
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 Nobody? I mean, I've got
Absolutely
PCOS, so I feel
Same.
like I...
So do I.
Yeah.
And so do I.
Do you as well?
Yeah.
Yeah.
3 of us out of 5.
Yeah.
Yes. Actually, and do you know what I've certainly learned is that period pain's not normal. So I know that going back through the school days, I actually remember being at something really bad happening at Australia's Wonderland. We were on an excursion and it went all through my pants and everything.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is so embarrassing, but then I didn't realise.
I remember all three of you
Yeah.
had
Yes.
different
Yeah.
issues.
Yes.
And I was like, I never had period pain.
Yeah.
Never. I was never moody.
Yeah. Well,
No.
A couple of you, on
No,
the
we
other
weren't.
hand.
Yeah.
Sleep becomes elusive. Has anyone had sleep disturbances?
I'm the opposite. I could sleep all day.
Yeah.
Really?
If I went to bed at 9:30, 10 o'clock at night, my natural wake up time would be about 8:45.
Really?
Wow.
Yep.
Oh no.
So let's talk about this actually. Sudden weight gain around your
Yep.
belly,
Yep.
bloating.
Bloating,
Yep.
yeah.
I've just been
Yes.
through a whole heap of surgeries with IBS, but you were saying that they thought you had IBS. Yeah.
Yep.
And you've noticed the proportion of. I mean, you've.
Oh, I
always-
feel like I'm an apple shape now.
Yeah.
I haven't really gained any weight anywhere. If anything, I've lost a bit of muscle, but that's from being so uncomfortable and sore all the time, whether it's down there or whether it's my joints that are aching, to be able to do anything. And like, I'm just thinking, oh, maybe it's an excuse, but I've felt so rubbish that it's
Yes.
just become my new norm to feel so rubbish.
And I
Yeah.
think that's why they say you have to up your weights, which you're obviously doing. They say weight
Yeah.
training is
Yes.
very good for.
Yeah.
And I only just learned that in the last 6 months.
Really.
Yep.
See, I know
From
it.
people,
but I haven't
like
done
a
it.
really beautiful community of people at F45
Yes.
talk about those things.
Really? See, that's amazing. I mean,
Yep.
you're always done Pilates.
Yes, yeah, I'm
Are
Pilates.
you exercising apart from?
Yeah, no, I do exercise, yes. That. And I do lots of walking.
Yeah.
I'm always playing with Johnny down at the football field.
Yeah.
He's active. He's an active
Yes.
kid. And, mate, Fruito's daughter, carrying boxes of cos lettuce. You try that, 20 kilos.
Yeah.
And do it like true. Boom, boom, boom. But I've always been strong.
Can you talk
Yeah.
in potato terms rather than lettuce? I feel like it's-
Lettuce terms.
Well, no, potatoes are really hard. They're in the bag. It's a little bit.
I feel like lettuce is giving you a lack of credit.
In a box, 20 of them.
Can it be a box of melons? Maybe?
Yeah, melons,
Yes,
coconuts.
No,
Like
they don't come in boxes. They come in big bins.
All right. Thanks for the fruit platter, by the way. It was really
Pleasure.
delicious. Yeah, it was really good. your anxiety might skyrocket.
Yep.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
Not so much,
of
it
course.
doesn't just have to be anxiety, it's self-worth and self-belief that you can do something and trusting yourself. I think that's a big thing. Trusting that you can make rational decisions.
But I think for me, like, so I've obviously got 3 kids with additional needs. It's pretty hectic, like in the mornings. And there was a point a few years ago where I realised that my anxiety, obviously being usually the main person dealing with it all in the morning, getting everyone through, that I was they were feeding off my anxiety.
Yep.
So, you know, we all know that I went on medication, which really helped. I then got diagnosed with ADHD, which is no surprise to any of you growing up with me. Hence why I was 4 hours late yesterday. My time blindness is a very real thing. But I think what I have noticed is I thought that I had worked through stuff with my care team, medication, everything was great. I was under control. And then for some reason, over the last 6 months, the anxiety's back again.
Yeah.
And I can only put it down to the fact that Peri's obviously impacting then my anxiety levels.
And even the meds efficiency as well.
We've spoken about that, haven't we?
Yeah.
Medication is ineffective at certain times of the month.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why did we not know that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Am I the only one medicated here? You're all looking at me like I'm having a great time.
I think sometimes people choose not to talk about it because I feel like there's just this surge of
Shame or judgment? or...
too much information about, like, some of us just want to fly under the radar with, you know, I've dealt with that for so long, let's just keep dealing with it. We don't need to broadcast it.
Yeah.
But
See, I think for me
medication is sort of something that is kind of, I guess, private for most people.
Yeah, and it is. And I mean, look, I worked in a pharmacy for 7 years. My sister's a pharmacist. My mum worked in a pharmacy. I feel like for me, it's important to talk about it because I have a 10-year-old who is on medication and quite full-on medication.
Yeah.
And I think for me, my diagnosis, along with talking so openly, is so that she doesn't feel like there's something wrong with her.
Yeah.
And she doesn't grow up feeling shame because she knows that she has challenges and her brain works differently, and that it's okay. I mean, we have this incredible science, we have this incredible knowledge with us now that actually I don't want her to grow up to look back like I did and go, holy shit, no wonder my report card said this. No wonder this was hard. No wonder people thought that of me. And I think it's really interesting, the reflection of you're too much, you're too loud, you're too this, you get overexcited, you know, it's all of these negative things that get spoken to you about when you're in high school that you reflect on now that you're at this stage. So it's interesting. Brain fog is real. We've spoken about that.
Yes.
Words mid-sentence. I mean, I thought it was just me with
Tell me words mid-sentence.
words mid.
Just that sort of stuff. Prime example of that.
You just did it.
Oh,
Words mid-sentence. When you're mid-sentence and you forget words.
oh yeah.
I reckon Ed's been doing that since
she's been-
1997.
Slow processing, wheel turning, just away.
Libido changes. We're not looking at you. Anyone else?
No, not libido as such. It's just been the dry.
Yeah.
The dryness that's impacting
Yeah.
the ability to,
Yep.
the functional kind of.
The functional side of it, yeah.
We've got
What about
gels for
you,
that.
Emmy?
Well, you know, I'm too busy to think about my own needs, apparently.
Good deflection.
I don't
Yeah,
think,
no,
I don't
no.
think my
Good
libido.
Very, very
I
good.
don't think my libido has gone. But I think my circumstances are very different. I have a husband that sleeps in my daughter's bed because it's his last baby. She obviously has a disability, so he feels very like
Yeah.
sad. And I think for us, you know, working together and all of these other things, they take precedent over any
Yeah.
of that. Which
At that phase you're at.
Yeah.
And I think for me, I've surrendered to the fact that these are changes and
Yeah.
seasons and time evolves.
Yeah.
And I don't.
Just a phase.
It's just a
Just a
phase.
phase.
There are other things we can do, so it's fine.
I just think that, like, on reflection, it's not about libido.
But I think it does happen to some people who
100%.
maybe
Yeah, it
have
When your
does.
focus is so much on your kids or your family unit rather than a partnership or what you want to feel good.
But
But I think it comes to intimacy
what's wrong.
outside.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, at the foundations. I think if the foundations are strong, maybe that looks a bit different.
Yep.
And it's a transitional period rather than a make or break, because I think there are a lot of couples that separate and break up because there's been so much dependency on
Yeah.
that
Yes.
and not
Yeah.
enough of the other stuff. Your skin changes overnight. Well, you know, we all went through puberty together. Pimple faces. Have you
Yeah.
noticed any
Yeah.
No,
changes?
see, I never had that. I got on the pill and I was fine. There was no weight gain. There was no issues. It was when I got off the pill that there were the issues because it was
Yeah.
masking it. So I never had that. I don't find any skin changes so much. Maybe a little
It
bit
was
of
all
the
the Nivea
melasma
cream you used to
stuff.
use, Lara. All I remember is go to Lara's
Lara's
house and
house
she would
and
always
Nivea.
put Nivea cream on
Nivea.
her face.
Yes.
Now it's tallow, beef tallow. I smell like you could lick
And
me.
what did
Yes,
you used
I've
to get?
heard
That
about
lamb
that.
fat?
No, she said lanolin.
Lanolin,
Lanolin on the
yeah.
lips and
Lanolin,
Nivea
yes.
on her face.
Yeah.
I remember.
You
Don't
all
you
laugh
worry.
back then, but now look.
Look at me.
There's no dry lips on
No
that
dry
face.
lips or dry cheeks.
Down up
Up
there.
this way.
Your boobs may change again. Soar, shrink, grow, become lumpy, or no? Tell me.
Oh, I was just commenting on the fact that my belly button is between these large breasts.
And I was
But
commenting
Lara,
on
on the other hand, I was like, holy dolly, you've got some cleavage there, and that's like popping out of the top of your towel. How did you manage that?
Hormones. It's the hormone patches.
Yeah.
No,
Apparently
they,
I've got
they got better
good
after
boobs,
babies.
but they are
Yeah,
not that
because
good.
Lara was always the
So
smallest
flat.
as well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're perky.
Yeah. See, she's like, see,
You fat
guys,
baby.
shiny,
Yeah, it's
good
because I
boobs.
put on like 10 kilos.
Dry
So
vagina.
it's
Yeah.
going to be the first thing that goes. It's going to be like, back to ski jumps.
All right. You may become more sensitive to alcohol and caffeine.
No.
Oh, no, clearly not.
No. Lie.
No.
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 Don't tell.
You
we
might
just-
reach for it a bit more, but
Yeah.
I think we just push that one to the side. We don't want to know about it.
Yep.
Digestion, IBS symptoms.
oh, yep, absolutely.
Hello. Constipation, food intolerances.
Yep.
And they all intensify.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. I have, for sure.
I'm not.
Without a doubt, I've been going for colonoscopies and all sorts of
Yeah,
Yeah,
I've had the
both-
camera down my
yeah,
throat. Yep.
Yeah, there you go, see? No?
No.
No.
There you go. 2 out of 5. We're good. Okay, I know you're going to answer this. Your hair might thin.
Yes.
Oh, so embarrassing. I
Yeah.
feel like I'm like,
Yeah.
Really?
Mine's bad too.
Oh, but mine's
Very
always been
bad.
like that.
Yeah.
Always, but I mean, it's still the same.
I mean,
I think after having Gigi, yeah, natural.
Naturally,
I thought mine was
babies,
Yours
straight
has
through. Like,
been.
Mine has
Yeah,
thinned
mine's-
in the last
mine's
2
fine.
years. Like I used to have
Yeah, actually,
thick
yeah.
hair, and now it breaks off easily.
Really?
Yeah, it's horrible. And my mum being the hairdresser.
so I guess the
going on
question
with your
is,
hair?
what can we do about
But
the
it's
hair?
like,
Yes, lots of different
remember
things.
how thick my hair
Yes.
was?
Yeah.
It's so thin.
If
So
someone has
definitely.
an idea of what I can do about my hair,
Oh,
I'd
there's
love
lots
it.
of products out there.
Brush.
Definitely.
Blocks the drain
I've
every
just-
day, every time I brush it.
Exercise hits different. The usual workouts might feel harder, take longer.
Well, yeah.
Yeah,
Less effective.
less effective. You had to change your routine up, Ed?
Started a routine.
Started a routine. I know it's new for you. Like
Yeah.
it's
Just-
good. Yeah.
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 Yeah, well,
Change of lifestyle.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I think in terms of joint aches has hindered me.
Ooh, yeah.
And then just the discomfort down there as well, that's really hindered. If you're not feeling great, like it's really hard to get into that.
It's interesting when you talk about joint pain. I thought that was related to acne medication because that can dry your joints out as well.
Yes.
I didn't relate that to
Yeah.
perimenopause.
Oh, yeah, my
Which
knees
are-
have definitely gone. So there you go. It might have been that. I'm going to ask you because you've always exercised.
Yes.
You've always been
Yep.
hardcore sit-up girl, remember?
Yes.
Flat iron stomach.
Yep.
Have you noticed a change, I guess?
So now I'm Pilates all the way. That is the only exercise
Still flat
I
stomach.
do.
Still a flat stomach.
Still a flat stomach.
Yep.
But yeah, it's definitely softer, and yeah, don't firm up as quick.
There you go.
Yeah, but always Pilates because it's just easier on my joints.
Yeah.
I'm not. I tried to run, and yeah,
I'm not a runner.
I'm
I'm
blaming
not a
you.
runner.
It's unnecessary.
Larry, you're a runner.
Oh, you can give me 100 metres, 100 metres, 200 metres, yes.
I got into
After
it.
that, I'm dying now.
I got into it. I got into it during
Yeah,
COVID.
you were too. I remember
I
that.
did, yeah. with
See,
that
long
running
distance
program.
running's like just excessive running for no reason. Like,
I love it. But the only thing is, I
Would
think the
love
knee
to love it.
joints, and you might feel angry a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Definitely angry.
Yep.
yeah,
Cycling.
frustrated.
Cyclic.
easily frustrated,
Yeah.
Easily
overwhelmed.
frustrated.
Yeah, I have always said
Too
that I'm
much.
probably the most patient out of all of us. I would say.
Yep.
Yep.
It's gone.
Really?
Yeah.
We haven't lost it with me yet, so we'll see.
No.
That is so true, Shay.
Yeah.
Yes.
That
yeah.
is so
Always
true.
been really patient, calm, and now I have to manage it.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm very aware.
That you're very self-aware to
I'm
begin
very
with, so I feel like you've got.
so I can manage it most of the time.
Yeah.
But that's definitely changed.
Can't wait to see that.
But your circumstances are different as well.
The circumstances are
Yeah.
different. Yeah.
Who's going to poke the bear tonight? Who's going to make her explode? You might
Gigi.
Oh, I love this one because I thought that this was just me processing an awareness of who I am. You might become more intuitive and less tolerant of bullshit.
I thought that was an age thing.
Yeah.
I thought that was an age of wisdom thing.
Yes.
An internal shift. You have a stronger sense of who you are and what's no longer serving you. It's this shedding of stuff that doesn't
Yeah,
serve you.
I would say that would be
Yeah.
more age though too. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
I feel like I am less impulsive and I am,
Ooh,
Oh, we better speed it up.
yeah.
I'm far more tolerant of people.
Great.
Yeah, I
Good
think
on
you're
you.
more tolerant
Maybe
now
I
than you
just
were at school.
internalise stuff
Great.
or my delivery is better.
Great. You've been practicing?
Yeah,
Maybe-
practicing.
She's more tactful.
Yeah, she's more tactful.
Thank
I
you.
can't,
More tactful.
can't claim to be tactful over
Definitely.
here. I'm a little bit too, it comes out sometimes and then you're like,
I'm
oops.
diplomatic.
Yeah, good.
Oh,
Anyway.
Ebony, who are
Who
you?
is this woman? Your vaginal health can change. Well, so funny we mentioned this. Dryness, itching, discomfort, intimacy can be painful. I mean, did anyone notice that that became uncomfortable after kids or during peri?
Oh, definitely after kid, but
We'll talk about that later. You might cry more or not at all.
oh yeah, 100%.
Yes.
Yes?
Yep.
Yep.
I definitely feel more emotional. You're probably
Yeah.
not there
I
yet.
cry watching ads. There's that ad at the moment where the bird takes the egg and
Yes.
flies it onto the big bird, and I'm like, whoa.
And I
Over that
probably
ad.
wasn't paying attention.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%.
I definitely feel more emotional and I'm like, geez, my meds aren't working very well this month. Like,
Yeah,
because I think I
no.
went through a point of being very overwhelmed and emotional to not being it, and then all of a sudden feeling teary. That has to be pretty like full on.
Yeah.
I mean, you're quite emotional,
I'm
but you've got a lot going on.
I'm more empathetic than. I definitely don't cry over nothing. It just depends.
We just seen you cry twice.
Situational.
It's just because you love
Very
us so much.
situational. What's current? What's present? What's weighing on me?
So insightful, Eb. Has anyone done any bloods, tests, things
Yes.
to kind of
Yep.
look at hormone? Okay, tell
Yeah.
me. Yes?
Mine's all good. Because when
Mine's
I remember
perfect.
seeing the doctor, I hadn't been in a while. He's like, how old are you now? And I was like, 41. And he's like, yep, you need to get your bloods done. I'm like, why? And he goes, because you're over 40. I was like,
You're
yeah.
geriatric.
Alrighty. But I just recently had all my bloods done too.
But
So
anything
you
with
said
hormones?
normal?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I had mine done and mine were normal.
Yeah.
And I was clearly not normal.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, there you
Clearly.
go. And do you think it's because they're not understanding what they're looking for? Or did they do all the hormonal balancing?
Could have just been
and-
that cycle because I've still got my ovaries. I could have still been at that phase in my
Yes.
cycle, right? And I just happened to be having a good day.
Yes.
But definitely not normal. You know in your body that you're not right.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
if someone dismisses you, you find another doctor.
Yeah.
You have to accept that you know your body the best.
Yes.
And no one else is going to be able to tell you what you're feeling. You know, and it goes all the way back to, and I know this is slightly off topic, but trying for a child. I feel like when I was trying to have Tamid, they put me on Clomid, which is a tablet to make you ovulate. And I kept saying to my doctor, my cycle's 35 days. And he's like, it's going on a 28-day cycle. So he's just giving me these tablets at the wrong time of the month
Wow.
for my cycle because that's just what you do. You just medicate it and medicate it and medicate it.
But lucky you are so in tune and aware yourself, because I think
Yeah.
there are so many other people that just put their faith in
Doctors.
these
Yeah.
professionals
Yep.
to know. And I think,
Yeah.
you would
And
not know.
I think that's why I'm so lucky to have the doctor I have, because he knows that I'm coming into it somewhat educated and aware of what I need to feel like, and I know that something's not right.
Yeah.
Yep, being a little bit more in tune with how
Yeah.
everything's feeling.
I'm
And
the
I
opposite to that though. I'm not in tune. I just
like to be
do
told what to do.
kind of
Yeah.
rely on. So
Trust.
many people just
Trust.
trust their GP, rely on their
Yeah.
doctor.
Well, you
Yeah.
expect them to
I
be the
just-
expert.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
Yep.
Like,
I
you're the
took the
expert.
same pill for however long, thinking it was meant to. Oh, there must be something else wrong with me.
Yep.
Yeah.
But
Not understanding that your body back then, or your hormones, or whatever it was back then, is so very different to what it is now.
yeah,
Yeah. A lot.
just interesting that Lara. I feel like you're very self-aware and in tune, whereas I'm just soldier. You just soldier
Soldier
on.
on.
You just go with it, and it. You
just have
let
to manage
nature
it.
take its course,
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
so to
Suck it
speak.
up. Put up
Suck
with
it up.
Suck it up.
Manage it.
Suck it up.
Yep.
And I
Don't ask questions.
No, see, I'm at that stage where I've got no F's to give, so I'm just going to do what works for me.
Bullshit.
Yeah, she's at the fuck it
again, that's
stage.
different. That's different personality. I
Yeah.
trust the people around me,
Yes.
and probably haven't done enough.
There's no single roadmap. Well, I think it's been very evident. There's a very different journey for everyone. What works for one might not work for another. And of course, incredible resources and products, which we always share there. And you don't have to suffer in silence. Like,
100%.
talk about this bloody shit, because there is no, talk about this stuff, because there is no shame in
Yeah.
what you're feeling. And like you say, if you don't have someone hearing you, go and ask someone else.
Find someone
Yeah.
else that's
Yes.
going to
Yeah.
support you and back you.
And knowing that everyone's different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think that's why we're so lucky.
Because
Because
we
we
are all so
all are so
different.
different. But I'm learning from what Lara's going through, or learning from what Ebony's gone
Yeah.
through yourself. So it's,
Yep.
I think you've got to have your people.
Yeah.
I definitely think
Yeah.
so. And for those that don't, obviously finding the right resources, experts,
Yeah.
credible information to be able to talk them through it. And I think too, being open to the fact that there is, you know, lifestyle shifts and therapy. We spoke about nutrition and exercise and HRT and all of these kind of outdated ideas of things that we might have done back when we were all in high school, versus now that we have a lot more information
Yeah.
available to us to be
Yeah.
able to navigate it.
Yeah.
Yep.
How cool. See, the best is yet to come. Like, I feel like I've seen those things on social where these women have steam coming out of their heads. Thank God we're not there yet. Although, have you steamed it?
She hasn't got Steve, she's just got
Sweat. It's very
he,
wet.
he pours.
Well, I definitely think it's margarita o'clock.
Yes.
Margaritas, wines, whatever it might be. They did say not to have alcohol, but I'm just calling that like absolute rubbish. We're definitely having a drink.
Everything in moderation, Emmy.
And obviously, obviously a lot of this, you know, stuff that's out there, the information, I mean, we don't always claim to know all the answers, but I think it is reassuring to know that there are things out there, and there are a lot of different products. And obviously, I've been so grateful to be able to get us all together, because for me, obviously, doing what I do, I couldn't have thought of anyone better to have a conversation around perimenopause than the OGs, and literally the people that have been together with me for decades. You guys have been an incredible support, and how bloody lucky are we to have each other, to be able to fly you over from New Zealand to get Eb here.
It's tough to take.
I mean, I just think
Very
we're very,
tough.
very lucky to have each other work through this, and for me it was really important to have this conversation with you guys, so thank you. And thanks to Acigel, because I think, you know, at the end of the day, having solutions and products is something that is so very important, because we can feel like we're overloaded with all of this information, but actually, what the hell are we going to do?
Yeah. What are we
Sorry,
going to do
but
about
what
it?
actually are we going to do
Yeah.
about it? So, love you guys.
Yeah.
Love you.
Do we get a sample of this gel? By the way?
Free samples for everyone, don't
Great.
worry. You can
Great.
apply it yourself
Awesome.
in the bathroom right now.